Hello everyone! So I thought that I would do a fun little chatty video today. I saw Smokey Glow's new tag, a tag that she created, the small creator tag, and I was really drawn to the questions and I had a few people request that I do it, so I thought it would be fun just to sit and chat about sort of my experience as a small YouTube creator. So if you aren't already watching Smokey Glow, what are you doing with your life? I will have her channel linked down below, of course, but she's hilarious. Anyway, she came up with 14 questions all about YouTubing, so let's begin with question number 1, and that is, how many years have you been on YouTube? So, I created my channel in 2013, but I only posted 2 videos that year, and they were really far apart. I did one, my first video was in August, and then I did one in November, and then I think my next one was well into 2014, and 2014 was pretty sporadic until the summer, so technically 5 years, although I really consider it to be more like 4 because that first year I really uploaded like 5 or 6 times. Question 2 is, what was your very first video about? So my very first video was an empties video. It is still up on my channel. It's the oldest thing. It is terrible quality. It was filmed using my laptop webcam, but I really wanted to try out doing YouTube videos, and I had been saving my empties for a while because I was obsessed with watching them, and I just thought it would be so much fun to do one myself. So that was my first video. Question 3 is, who is your dream collab? Okay, so in an absolute, complete, 100% dream world, I would love Lisa Eldridge to paint my face. It would be an incredible dream come true. Can you imagine? I just would want her to do one of her like beautiful editorial things, just whatever she wanted to do, just she could do it. It would be amazing. And then another super crazy, just dream world collab would be with Mariah Leonard. She is one of my current favorites of the larger creators right now. I feel like we have a very similar style. I feel like our aesthetics are very similar. I would love to do one of those like swapping your makeup bag things with her. I think it would be so much fun because we do have similar preferences, yet we do like very different things. So I think it would be really cool to see what she would do with some of my favorite products. And I just draw a lot of inspiration from her, and I think she's pretty cool. So yeah, those are 2 of my like absolute dream collabs for people I'd love to do something with on YouTube. Question 4 is, what would it mean to you to make it on YouTube? So this is kind of difficult. I don't really like looking at numbers on YouTube. I haven't looked at numbers in a very long time. Like, I don't look at the views my videos get. I don't look at subscribers. I don't look at likes, dislikes. I don't look at that stuff anymore because I was getting really obsessed about it. So I don't really think about making it. For me, YouTube is a hobby, and I feel like it will always be a hobby. But I think once you could make a living off YouTube, that's what I would consider making it. That's what I would define success as being. So whatever that arrangement happens to be in terms of numbers, in terms of views and subscribers and something, whatever that is, that's what I think making it would mean on YouTube. Question 5 is, what is your end goal on YouTube? So I don't really have an end goal. I just want to keep making videos as long as it's fun to make videos, and I really like making makeup videos. I really love talking about makeup. I really love discussing different parts of the beauty community. You know, I like talking about the positives and the negatives. I just want to stay that way. I just want to stay having fun with the videos that I do and really enjoying what I'm doing instead of getting too in my head about it, which can happen really easily. And it's just more fun to just do whatever I want to do when I want to do it. Question 6 is, what is the hardest part about YouTube? So there's a couple of hard things. Right now for me, it's not having enough time to do what I want to do. Like, I would love to be able to upload like 5 times a week. I really wish I could have like a stable routine and upload more often. And I always have so many ideas, and I just don't have the time to execute them. And then by the time I might have time to do it, somebody else has done it, and then it just gets kind of messy, and I end up putting ideas away that I had been really passionate about or been planning for a little while. And it's kind of hard that way, managing your time when you don't have a whole lot of free time. It's really hard comparing yourself to others. And that is a hard part about YouTube, because people kind of like to compare you to people who are similar to you. So there are a few creators who are similar to me in terms of content, and I get compared to them all the time. And it's difficult because some of them want to be full-time YouTubers, so they are approaching it a little bit differently than I am, and it's difficult to be compared to them when people are like, oh, you're not doing as well as so-and-so, your channel isn't doing as well. And it's like, well, I'm not necessarily trying to compete with them, you know? Some of these people I'm friends with and I'm really happy about their success, but there's no competition there, you know? Like I'm not in the race. So those are some of the hard things for me. The best part about YouTube is connecting with people from everywhere, and from fellow creators to subscribers. I hate calling people subscribers. There's something about that for me, because for me, YouTube is more like a little community that I chat with people, and I don't really think much about the difference between like me being on a screen and somebody responding in a comment. Like, there's so many people that I've taken that leap from the comments to other platforms or areas where we talk constantly. There are people I talk to, I can message through Snapchat, people who I text constantly, people who I have Instagram messages and emails, and I know so much about people's lives. Like, you know, people send me photos and we have chats about what's going on, and that's the best part for me. That's the best part, getting to know so many different kinds of people, but that I have a common ground with, because sometimes it's hard to find that common interest with other people. Sometimes somebody might be like kind of interested in something, but generally people who watch my channel are interested in makeup, so we already have that real big thing in common, because that's one of the things that I really love. So that's hands down the best part about YouTube. Question 8 is, what is the funniest comment you've ever gotten? So I've got so many funny comments, especially on some of my sillier videos, like my parody videos, and just some of the more outlandish, weird ones. I've gotten so many funny comments from people that actually really make me laugh out loud. But there's one comment that I always think about that really makes me laugh, and I wish I could find it to quote it exactly. But there was a time when I was doing a lot of project pans and when I was reorganizing my makeup collection, when I talked about how I had everything in boxes, and somebody had left a comment on one video that was just like, all I can think about now is Elle having everything in boxes. And just the way that they had wrote that comment, like, I'm not doing it justice, it just made me cackle laugh, because it was so funny and just so accurate. Like, they just painted the picture of me having every bit of makeup I have in various boxes, which is really, really close to the truth. So that just, it still makes me laugh. I can't even remember the exact wording of it, but it really was one of the funniest things, and I'm sure it's not funny to anybody else, but to me it was absolutely hilarious. On a much darker note, question 9 is, what is the meanest comment you have ever gotten? So I've gotten my fair share of mean comments. I don't know how it is for other smaller creators. I kind of feel like I get more than some others do, but maybe it's just because I talk about it more, maybe because I'm more open about the comments that I get that are negative. I feel like I get 2 different categories of mean comments, and the first one would be sort of physical, mainly being about my teeth. That was really hard for me because that was something I never had ever considered. I never really noticed that there was anything particularly wrong with my teeth. I never really thought anything about it until people started pointing it out in a negative way. And so it's hard to hear people say that, you know, you shouldn't be doing beauty videos because you have bad teeth, and when people get really insulting about it. And sometimes, you know, I don't think necessarily they mean it that way, but some people think that it's just an easy fix and they don't get why I wouldn't do it. And that's what's really hard to explain, because I can only say it so many times and people just don't care. Like, somebody got braces when they were 13, so they're like, why didn't you just get braces and fix your teeth? Seems like a simple fix. What's wrong with you? Why will you spend all this money on makeup? And, you know, you're ugly because you have ugly teeth. And I'm like, it's just not a simple fix for me. I can't just get braces on and fix my teeth in a couple of years. It's just not that easy. So it's hard to deal with that kind of stuff, and it's definitely maybe more self-conscious in my real life. I feel like YouTube has helped me in so many different areas, but that one has been a real big insecurity that's really developed because of the comments I've gotten on YouTube. Like, I never laugh anymore in public without covering my mouth. It sounds horrible, but that's because of the mean comments I've gotten. And then the other side of the mean comments are more personal, and it's hard to talk to people who have made their mind up about you when they interpret something you say the wrong way. And I've been getting a lot of comments where people say that I've changed, where people say that I'm fake, that I'm, you know, I used to be interesting, and I used to be, you know, an honest person full of integrity, and now I'm fake and I'm vapid, and I don't get it. I feel like I'm still the same person. Like, I definitely have changed and grown, but I feel like I've gone in a good direction. I don't feel like I've gone in a bad direction, and that's hard because people don't really want to talk about that. People just, once they have their opinion made up, that's it. Those kind of comments can be hard to deal with. People call me mean-spirited and say that I'm only looking for internet fame and that I'm heartless and all these things, and it's difficult. Like, going through a whole day where I'm putting everybody else first, and then I try and go to like my YouTube comments to connect and chat with people, and there's a few comments there where people saying that I don't care about anything except for myself, and it's difficult because it's not true, but yet people believe that it is. That's the difficult thing for me with mean comments, and some of those things just stick with you, and then you can almost start to believe them. Like, there's times when I've really got obsessed over it and I've started freaking out, and you know, I'm so glad I have friends who get it, who I can talk to about this stuff, like people like Hunter and Emily and Stephanie, who just will listen to me when I'm freaking out. They just really help me get out of my head, which is so necessary because I definitely am a person who focuses on the negative, and it can be hard to see the positive sometimes. So that's all I have to say about mean comments. Question 10 is, what other subject matter could you create a YouTube channel about? So I feel I could definitely do like a booktube channel, but I wouldn't want to do it because it would be too close to my job because I work in a library. So I definitely read a lot less working in a library, which is funny because I have such easy access to every book I could ever want, but it's my job. I'm handling books every day, so I don't really want to go home and handle books. So I could do that. I really wish I could have an alternate life with being one of those Pokemon Go people who are actually sponsored by Niantic and get to like travel around and play Pokemon Go. I mean, I could be a real life Pokemon trainer. That would be amazing. So yeah, I could probably do a channel on that, but I won't. maybe throw a little thing in here and there, but that's just a dream. Question 11 is, why did you start your YouTube channel? So I started my channel because I wanted to do like empties videos and project pans. I wanted to talk about stuff that I was using and stuff that I had finished up. I just found it really interesting to me to watch those empties videos where people were talking about things that they had completely finished, as opposed to talking about something that they had used once or twice. Because there's definitely a big difference there, and people have a lot more to say, and I just really like that. So I thought that that would be fun to do, and I thought that YouTube might be something fun. I just thought it might be something enjoyable, you know? I didn't really know if it was something that I was going to stick with. I'm a person who tends to give up on things pretty easily as well, so this has definitely been a long time for me hanging in here with YouTube, and I wanted to get better at applying makeup, and I had these goals that I actually wrote this list down where I was like, I want to get better at certain things, and I've gotten better at all of them. I've managed to achieve those kind of personal goals over the last, 4 or 5 years, so that makes me feel good. Question 12 is, what video are you embarrassed by? So there's a couple of videos that I've uploaded. There's some that I've made private because just for various reasons, but not necessarily because I was embarrassed by them. Some of them I rushed through and I uploaded anyway. Anytime I upload a video with like really bad makeup, no, that's totally subjective, but sometimes I just was super sloppy, and I'm always like, right now I'm still looking and seeing if I have lipstick on my teeth because I chose to wear like the goopiest, glossiest lip combo today when I was doing a lot of talking. Never a good idea. It's like some videos like that where I'm like, I go through the whole video and then I don't want to refilm it, and then I just upload it anyway, and I just feel kind of awkward about it. And I don't ever go back and rewatch any of my videos anyway. Just the editing process is enough for me. So not really embarrassed, but just kind of awkward. Some of the older videos where I thought that I was like the best thing ever. Yeah. Question 13 is, what video are you the most proud of? So there's a few videos that I'm proud of. I really liked doing my lip swatch video, set to music. It was for the Nude Sticks creator box, so the different Nude Sticks lipsticks, where I did the try-on and I had different wigs on and I was just like lip syncing to songs. It was something that I really wanted to do. It was really therapeutic for me to do that, because it was a video that I did after my cat had died and I just was a total mess, but I pulled it together and I did that video, and it was fun to do that. So that was something that I was proud of for myself for doing it. My Urban Decay Discovery video was a lot of fun. I wasn't going to do that, talking about the naked cherry stuff, but then I just was like, suck it up, princess, and do it. So I'm glad I did that, because it was a lot of fun. I love videos like that where I get to talk about a different angle of makeup, and I got to do some digging and just, you know, internet hunting, which is one of my favorite pastimes. I can find anybody based off of like their username at any time. It's a little bit of a weird hobby. I'm not always that friend that people would go to if they're like, I like this guy and I can't find him anywhere. I'm like, I'm your girl. I will find him. 20 minutes later, I'm like, yeah, okay, this is what his aunt's name, this is his dog's name when he was 4. Like, I should have probably been like a private eye or something in another life, because I'm gifted at finding whatever I want online. So that was a way that I could combine that interest with makeup, which is always a good thing for me. I love combining my other passions with makeup whenever I can. And question 14 is, what is your first YouTube memory? So not related to my channel. I used to have another channel that I uploaded Fleetwood Mac music videos back in 2006 when YouTube was brand spanking new. I was the first person to upload like all the Fleetwood Mac music videos, the official ones. Shouldn't have done it, but I did it because they didn't exist anywhere else yet. So I had all the video files of it and I uploaded them all. And that was my first YouTube experience, and it was so much fun. Those videos had so many views until they got flagged and like taken down, because obviously I don't own them. And you try and put the little note in there, like, I don't own the content to this, but I just wanted to share it. And they were like, yeah, not good enough. You really don't own this. So that was my first YouTube memory. I remember when people were first talking about YouTube and there wasn't a whole lot of stuff on there, and I remember being so excited that I was like, I can share these things that I have. I used to do like fan videos and stuff, like the most awkward, cringiest things, but it really helped with like video editing and stuff. It was something that I really enjoyed doing, like the editing portion. I love taking things and mashing them together, especially video clips with music. It's one of my favorite things to do. So that's why stuff like lip swatches set to music is something that I really enjoy doing, because it's just a way that you can piece things together to kind of tell a story. So editing, I would love to be like an editor as opposed to actually being the person behind the camera. Like, I feel like I have good ideas and I feel like I could be a good editor if I had the good software and I had good footage. I just need someone else to like do the work, because I don't really think I'm the best person to be the talent. I'm just better behind the scenes. Anyway, that is everything for this fantastic tag. If you are a small creator, please do this. I would love to see more people do this tag. I think that there's so many interesting questions, and it's a really good way to talk about things that you're going through or things that you've experienced, and the good and the bad, and I think it's always good to talk about both of them. So anyway, thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me today. I really appreciate it. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, and I will do my best to get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope we get a chance to chat soon. Bye for now.